Good evening. It's been 1 year since I made a whispered video, so it was time for a new one. And tonight's video will be about one of my favorite things in life, and one of my favorite triggers as well, books and page turning. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite illustrated art books. These are not novels, except one. Some I had for years and that are very precious to me, and some I recently bought and find to be beautiful. And who knows, you may find some ideas here for presents as well. Let's start with this one. This one is by Kinuko Craft. She's a painter and illustrator, and I fell in love with her paintings. I discovered her art about 20 years ago, I guess. It is a book full of magic, and it really takes you in another world. She is inspired by fairy tales, legends, and classical paintings. Pegasus. This is one of my favorites. Here you can see that she was inspired by paintings from the Renaissance or the 19th century, especially the Pre-Raphaelite painters. And this one reminds me of Leonardo da Vinci. is one of my favorite colors. We can see honeysuckle here. It's very colorful as well. So bright. was made almost 20 years later. I really like the page layout. It's simple but elegant. Gandalf. Theoden, Faramir, Boromir, Gandalf, and Arwen. I hope you don't mind spiders. Smoke. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Landscapes. Yes, it is a quite noisy book. And I have to mention Alan Lee and Ted Nasmith as well. These are very different styles. Ted Nasmith might not be as famous as Alan Lee or John Howe because he didn't work on the Peter Jackson movies, but his gouache paintings are absolutely breathtaking. This is obviously the Silmarillion, and of course it can be found in many different languages. Look at this. It requires a lot of talent to be able to paint so many details with gouache. be found in French. La cuisine des fées. Fairies cooking. It was inspired by the classic fairy tales. And we can find some magical recipes like the cake in the donkey skin's tail, or the beautiful gingerbread house from Hansel and Gretel. I'll find this one later. And this book was the last gift one of my grandmothers made to me in 2007 or 2008. I can't really remember. I've tried many recipes from this book, and I must say they're not easy at all, but so good. And the pictures are so beautiful and inspiring. You can see there has been a lot of work done on this book. Cinderella. It looks yummy, doesn't it? Some of you may be familiar with this one because I used it for one of my very first role plays, The Dressmaker. This is the Western Fashion History by John Peacock, and this is the ultimate reference for me when it comes to historical costuming. I almost always refer to John Peacock when I want to be historically accurate with my costumes before I start looking for them. And John Peacock is English, so of course you can find this book in English. And I'm not sure, but I think I saw an Italian edition as well. Trying to avoid harsh light. Alright. In this book you find every century and how people used to dress. Every fashion era is very well described, and it is so perfect. The shapes, the details, the colors, everything is clear and so well documented. And there is a full description of each costume as well. The 19th century, my favorite. So many different styles. Very Scarlett O'Hara. one of my inspirations for the apothecary role plays. And this is the kind of book you love living through by the fireplace on a cozy winter evening, letting your mind drift away. one is about plants. Let's put this aside. So there is a book where we can find all the cards and the meanings, and of course the cards. Let's have a look. There are a few blanks as well, where you can draw your own favorite plants. Of course, this deck can be found in English, in French, and I've seen it in German as well, and probably other languages. This is the only card with a human. A blank. I know some of you requested a roleplay with tarot reading. This is one of my plans, but I don't know when. I don't often see as many details on oracle or tarot cards, and these are my favorites. The most beautiful I have found. Each card is a piece of art. this was an